people all along the west coast of Newfoundland have a long road of recovery ahead. Some people still stuck in limbo as heavy rains washed out homes, caused widespread evacuations. I want to bring you the latest from Daryl Jesso, who's the deputy mayor of Humber Arm South. He was trying to keep watch on his community at the same time dealing with his own loved ones in a family situation as well. Mr. Jesso is with me live on the air. And Mr. Jesso, good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Thank you for giving me some time today after these very busy hours for you. Let me ask you, number one, your community, Humber Arm South, was one of the ones that, according to my most recent information, still under a state of emergency. Is that the case this morning, sir?
Yes, it is, yeah.
So what is...
We're hoping to have it lifted by 6 this evening, actually.
By 6 tonight. So what is the status in your community this morning? What's happening?
Pretty much the status now is just trying to patch up the byroads and to make it more safe for people walking and stuff out of their driveways and try to get it done in a timely fashion before the snow hit, right?
Before the snow comes back, exactly. What about roads? Are they passable, or what's their status this morning?
Well, the roads from, say, our community to York Harbour, Lark Harbour is still closed. The update on that, what they told us last night, is they're hoping to have one lane by the end of today, hoping to. So I guess we will know more today about that. And the rest of the issues along the highway, I think, is pretty good, you know, other than the shores of the road and stuff like that.
Okay.
Regards of passing, right?
Right. So power's okay. It's really the individual homes. Roads, is it fair to say that's the number one issue?
Yes, it is. The roads, and we just, as a town part of it here, we got the water back on, excuse me, as of last evening to Frenchman's Cove. Our line was actually pulled clear with the water. So we got that patched up yesterday, and so we got water in Frenchman's Cove, and so that's one of our biggest priorities there, and get it back on before everything freezes up and get it covered up, right?
Okay. I'm listening, and I think I'm hearing a lot of concern and fatigue in your voice, given what you've been through this weekend, not just with your community and the people with whom you live, but your own personal family. Tell me about the story of your parents.
Well, that story was we were obviously on the go a lot that night and the previous night with water problems in the town. Previous years to this, we used to be always concerned about Clark's Brook there backing up with ice, and it's right next to my parents there and St. Peter's Academy School. So once the water broke over the ice, it was never ever concerned before. So once it done that during the night, I wasn't really concerned myself about it then. And I came home, I think it was about 5 when I went to sleep there that morning, and next door neighbour, Larry Colford, phoned me at 6 and informed me that he couldn't see the culvert. There was too much water over the culvert. He lives next door to my parents, but higher. And he told me then that, I should go out and check it. So I got up and got ready and come out and check. Sure enough, the water was up like about 1.5 feet or something inside of the house. So
the water in your parents' house, who are up in years, 80 and 76, I understand. The water was, you had to take them, you had to evacuate your parents?
Yes, we did, yeah. So I immediately went up to the fire hall, and at Tim Glant I found there first, and we got our chest waders to us, and went down and actually got them up. They were, by that time they just woke, I guess, we opened the door or whatever, and I took off my chest waders and put on my mother, and he got that one out and come back and got my father, and came back after it got me. And the time I got out then was just at the top of my chest waders on tippy toes, trying to get out of it type thing, right?
Wow. Tight thing for sure. I mean, that's a pretty tense situation. Are they okay, Mr. Jesso, this morning, your parents?
Yeah, they're okay. They're up with me now the past couple of nights there, so, and it's pretty emotional for them, and she was over yesterday, and a bunch of people were just volunteering a bit of time, see if there's anything to get help with or whatever, and they all just trying to save some of her pictures and stuff like that and try to dry out, right?
It's a stressful time for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty overwhelming for them, right? at their age too,
and their age, and for everybody in the community. We were listening to the man who runs Marble Mountain, the ski resort, of course, so famous in Newfoundland, and he was saying he'd never seen anything like it in 38 years. I know you've been involved in the political situation, you live there. What about you? Can you remember anything quite as dramatic as this, quite as stressful as this?
No, I can't actually, because, and like I said, it was only something like 34, 36 mils rain they were saying, but with the amount of light snow we had, along with that rain and wild temperatures, were just like the perfect storm, right? So the snow was pretty well all gone, right? And all come out just at one time, right?
Well, hopefully from here, if this is the worst and you're on the road to recovery now, as you said, water today, roads today, those are your priorities, and looking after your parents. I hope they continue to be well. Thanks so much for the time today, Mr. Jessa. We'll keep in touch.
Okay, thank you very much.
The Deputy Mayor of Salmon Arm South, which is one of the 4 communities remaining under states of emergency on the west coast of Newfoundland today.